Hey book friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my November TBR. Now I'm going to be playing my TBR game, TBR University, kind of like normal. I will link the playlist up above in case you want to get a feeling for the game, but it really is very simple, very straightforward, and it helps me pick my TBR for the month. So let's just hop in and I will explain as we go. So hi, my name is Angie. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. Like I said, we're picking my November TBR, which I'm really excited about. I can't believe it's the end of the year. We're coming into like the holidays and all this stuff. I definitely have some books I want to prioritize this month, and so I hope I get them on the game. But before we get into all of that, let's talk about last month because it matters for this month's game. So last month, I was able to read Juniper Hill by Devney Perry. I read this in a reading vlog, part of my romance project series. I think it's the next video to come up on this channel. But anyway, I'll link the first one above. I did read this book. So this is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I also read this one, which is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. This is just a very interesting book. Okay, I read this one, of course I did. This was a reread. It's The Grandest Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes in order to read the most recent release by her, Glorious Rivals, which I also read. The City of Mirrors by Justin Cronin. I started it. You guys, I'm on page 22. This is like the smallest font. I wasn't quite in the right headspace for this book, but I'm hoping I can come back around and still read it in October and finish it out in these last couple days of the month, but we'll see. I also started this one, The Immortal Dark by Tigist Girma, and I just couldn't quite get into it. Again, I didn't make it very far. I just wasn't in the mood. And then finally, I didn't even start this one. So that's Mindwalker by Kate Dillon. So I did not win October's TBR game, which matters for November's TBR because basically now I have to take the extra little squares and do a hard professor mode. We also have to pick the genre for the course for November. So I have my spinner wheel, which I will pop up on the screen for you guys, and let's just hit spin. Let's see what happens. Last time I got sci-fi and I really wasn't too happy about it. I didn't read much of my sci-fi choices. Oh, it's been a while since I've spun mystery thriller. So that means the course for November is hard professor mode, mystery thriller. So that's really all we need to know before we flip the camera around and play the game. So let's do that. All right, friends. So here we go. I'm going to shuffle the cards and we're all set up here on syllabus to start the game. Let's just do it. Okay, first roll, 6. Gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just a regular prompt. Cover matches current season. That's perfect. All right, I had a couple options that are fall adjacent because we're in November. I could go a couple different ways, I realized that, but I was thinking more fall leaf colors, so I have a few that are high up on my TBR. I want to finish the last book in the Throne of Glass series. It's just a chonker and I hesitate. I hesitate to put a big book on my TBR at the very beginning of this game, but this is a very good option, but so is this. And I do need to read this month because it's part of my reading challenge, which I will link down below. We're in our final month of this year, and I'm in the process of making the prompts and picking the buddy reads for 2026, which is just crazy. And so follow that link for the Discord down below, and you can get all the information for this last month, which we're going to be reading this book. That probably just solidifies my decision. I'm going to read this one and try to fit on Throne of Glass later in the game, but I'm going to officially pick Everyone in My Family Has Killed Somebody by Benjamin Stevenson. I can't even really remember what this book is about, like maybe a fun comedic mystery thriller, if you will. It says, everyone in my family has killed someone. Some of us, the high achievers, have killed more than once. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but it is the truth. We're gonna read it. I was gonna read it anyway, so this is the first book on my TBR. Let's keep playing. All right, roll number 2 then. 8. I can do that. 1, 2, 3. 6, 7, 8. So if you're new, the green square just means that I have to pick a genre specific book. If I land on anything else that's not green, it doesn't have to be specific. So I should have said that when I landed on the black one, but black just meant I could have picked anything, even though I guess I did pick a mystery thriller. So sorry if I didn't explain that well, but my next prompt for this one is 12 to 15 letter title. Okay, now I have to go count some letters and get back to you. Okay, so the prompt was 12 to 15 letter title, but again, it was a genre specific prompt, which makes it more challenging. Oh my gosh, so much more challenging. I actually only found one book in my kind of collection over here of mystery thrillers. Now, I could have gone to the library, I could have gone to KU, but I like to use my shelves for this game. I recently made a video highlighting my unread TBR, and it's over like 200 books. I'll link the video above in case you're curious about it, but I need to read some of these books. So this is on my shelf. It's Every Last Fear by Alex Finley. So this sounds like it's about a family. It's the Pine family, who our main character of Matt is an NYU student, and he's out late partying one night, and then he comes back to news that his entire family has been killed. It sounds like it was an accident in Mexico, an apparent gas leak when they were on vacation. Okay, but it also sounds like this isn't the first time that their family has made the news, because his oldest brother, Danny, is currently serving a life sentence for murder of his teenage girlfriend. And Matt might know more about that, so I'm actually not sure what this is about, if this is about that previous mystery or the current mystery. It's probably about both and how they connect, let's be honest. But this is the only one that had 13 letters in the title, so this is going on my TBR. All right, so 2 books down. Rule number 3. We're doing pretty good to get around the board. That's 8. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Regular prompts, any genre. I almost thought that said white on the cover, but it says water on the cover. Nothing stands out immediately, but I'm sure I can find something. Okay, so the prompt was water on the cover, and it's just any genre. So I don't have to pick a mystery thriller. And I have a couple options. Okay. At this option, so Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Meyer. I just recently read the second book, not Assistant, but Apprentice to the Villain, the second book. And so now I'm on to the third book, which just recently came out this year. All these are so fast and so fun to read, and the audiobooks are on Hoopla, so I can just get it right away. And so this is an option. Okay, this is another option. Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I have not read any Colleen Hoover. This book I'm potentially considering for my romance project, either for the brother's best friend trope or even potentially friends with benefits, because it sounds like this is about our 2 main characters of Tate and Miles. They kind of have a no strings attached sort of bargain, and our female main character, Tate, goes along with it, but I think Miles has a tragic past of some sort. So I think there's a little trauma healing sort of idea between the two, but I don't think she has a tragic past. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I want to read both of these. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on my official November TBR, but that does give me the choice in case I don't want to read this for the project. I'm going to put this on there because I want to finish the series. I want to get to this book. I want more of the magical Evie and the villain and all of our little side characters, because this is really about our main character of Evie, who is down on her luck and she is looking for a job, and she's in the woods. She just got fired or something to that notion, and she stumbles across the villain, who is this just notorious bad guy in this region, and he offers her a job. And that's at the very beginning of the first book, and she obviously takes that job, and it goes from there. And how Evie interweaves herself into the villain's life and his world is just really funny and endearing. So this has definitely got more cozy vibes, and the humor in here can be a little off-putting, but I just find it funny. Honestly, I find the whole series funny, so I'm excited to continue with this one. So this officially I'm going to put on my stack. 9. If I roll a 9 or higher, this will be our last roll, but otherwise it's roll number 4. Not a 9, but 6 is still good. 6 is not good. I take that back. 6 is not good because pop quiz in this game means I have to pick 2 prompts and 2 books. But that's okay, because our TBR is still only at 3. So let's do that. Okay. The top 2. Ooh. 5-star prediction and a short book, less than 300 pages. All right, I will come back with both of these ideas. Let me think for a bit. Like I said, I got 2 prompts for this last one. Well, it's not the last one. Probably our last roll before our final spinner wheel. But let me start with this one, because it's pretty straightforward. A short book, less than 300 pages. All right, I have literally had this book out from my library, I would say since June or July, which is How the King of Elfhame Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. So this is a short story collection that follows the Cruel Prince. And I really enjoyed the Cruel Prince series. I think I read it last year and just really enjoyed our main character of Jude and Cardan. This book is about Cardan, and I do love the fact that there's like pictures in this book, and I think it'll be just kind of fun. The Prince of Elfame hates almost everything and everyone. This is definitely going on my stack because I finally want to read it, and I don't have really books under 300 pages, so that one's perfect. The next one is 5-Star Prediction. Now, I've already mentioned this book. The last book, Throne of Glass. I have notoriously given these books, I almost said high ratings. That's not true. I gave the first couple like low ratings, right? The first 2 were definitely 3 stars, like not the best books. But as the story has progressed, it's gotten much better. And I feel like the last couple, like The Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms, those 2, I gave maybe 4 stars, 4.5 stars. So this has potential for 5 stars. But so does this. The Curse of Gods by Kate Dramas. Now, I was caught off guard by the first book in the series, Curse of Saints, a couple months ago, and I really enjoyed it. And then I picked up the second, and I really enjoyed it. Now, I don't want to be let down by the 3rd book in the series, but this concludes the series. And so I'm trying to decide which one of these is truly going to be 5 stars, because I feel like this one, just because it's the end of such an epic story, has a high potential for a 5 star. Like, for me to give like the final book 5 stars. But this one, I think I've given the other books 5 stars, as opposed to this. I think I'm going to just do this. I'm not sure why. I'm going to put Kingdom of Ash on my TBR so I can finish out this series in 2025. I've been working my way through that very slowly, and I do want to read ACOTAR. I was like the other series eventually. So, okay, that's officially going on my TBR. I honestly cannot tell you much about it because it's like book number 7. But let's go back to the board. I have to get 3 to get to the final square. All right, like I said, I need 3. Yes, okay. So that's done. I will grab my phone off of the tripod and we'll do the spinner wheel for the final square. All right, we finished out the game, and the only thing I have left, like I said, is this final spinner wheel. So I have things on here that are just kind of lists that I like to keep on top of, like book of the month, yearly TBRs, and such. So we'll just spin it. Let's just spin it and see what happens. Okay, come on, give me a good one. Yearly TBR. Okay, so yearly TBR. Now, I recently just made a kind of end of the year video, and that's where I highlighted a couple books I still have on my yearly TBR that I want to get to. I can't quite decide. Let me show you the 3 again. So I had Emily Wilde, so that's the first book in the Emily Wilde series. I have a big sci-fi that I do want to read, The Stars Undying by Emery Robin. I also have The Ashfire King by Chelsea Abdullah, which I've talked about a lot too. I feel like the easier choice would be the Emily Wilde book. Okay, I'm honestly just between these 2 books. Let me just tell you what I'm thinking about, because I've talked about this one so much, and I also don't want to... Okay, you know what? This is the one I'm going to. Let me use my words. What I was going to say is I don't want to forget The Stardust Thief, which I read about this time last year. So it's been over a year. So I'll probably still need to do a bit of a summary recap. But if I keep putting this book off, I'm going to forget, and I'm going to have to reread, although I really enjoyed The Stardust Thief. But The Ashfire King continues that series, and this series is called the Sand Sea Trilogy. I'm going to put this one on here because I want to read this. Actually, I mean, I do want to read all of the books. So let me hold up my TBR, and then I have one more book to share with you. So here is my TBR from TBR University for November. So I'm going to be reading Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. I'm going to be reading How the King of Elfame Learned to Hate Stories, right? Yeah, by Holly Black. I'm going to be reading Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer, as well as Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone by Benjamin Stevens, Every Last Fear by Alex Fenley, and The Ashfire King by Chelsea Abdullah. That's actually a really good stack of kind of different feel to the books, so I'm happy with this. I'm really excited about this, actually. Okay, So I do have one more to share with you. I'm doing a buddy read with a good friend of mine. I love reading with her. We're attempting to start the Legends of Thesmar series by Helen Shore. It's called Blood and Steel. I've heard so many people talk about this, and I think I'm getting it confused in my head as to what this one's actually about. Oh, right. This whole series is about a world in which women cannot be warriors because I think there was a prophecy of some sort. But she really wants to be a warrior. I will give you guys a better synopsis than that, obviously, when I understand a bit more. But it's a very popular romantasy book. I've heard good things. I want to read it. So this is going on my stack as well. So that's a 7-book TBR for November, which really isn't too bad. Oh, I guess the other one, maybe I shouldn't have put big books on my stack. I forgot the other one. So this is 2 editions. I'm also going to most likely be reading The Strength of the Few, either at the end of November or early December. Some lovely ladies over on my Discord reading challenge group, because we read The Will of the Many by James Islington this summer, and now we want to read The Strength of the Few because it's coming out. I pre-ordered it, we pre-ordered it, so we're going to read it. It's just a matter of are we going to read it in November or December. I'm not quite sure, but that's also a bit on my TBR, which is now that I'm thinking about it, that's another big book. But I'm excited for all of these books. I'm excited for reading around this time of year. Sometimes I have more time, sometimes I don't. It really just depends on the year. But let me know what you think of these books. Let me know if you think I'll like them. Let me know if you have any plans for November that you want to share, because I love to hear what you guys are reading. But otherwise, if you don't have anything you necessarily want to say, let's do a sword of some sort, because I have lots of books with swords on the cover for November. Not sure why, but it'll be fun. So I hope you guys are well, and give the video a like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you guys in the next video. All right, take care.